that yes to?
I think that we should have used the t-test because this one has more extreme differences, and so completely ignoring the data made us get a result saying that there was no change when clearly one of them is getting much higher data points. So you should use a test that shows at least some of the variation.
Okay, you could say that. Does anybody agree, disagree with it?
I can
Can you?
Okay, but what, so we have, okay, so look at the data you've been given. Yes, in general, we could say that the t-test should be better because actually it uses the data that is given. But here we have wildly different extremes of data, okay? So your t-test, if you think about all the data you just did, you used all your data, you used the differences in your data because you're actually more comparing your differences rather than the data itself. Okay, they had no guidance on what to do. Okay, but actually your sign test, your signs are still going to be reliable because actually they are going to be highly unlikely to score one that they think is sweeter lower than one they don't think is sweeter. So actually we could say on this one, because of the extreme values and because of the extreme differences, okay, actually your sign test should be reliable for it. Okay. Ish.
Oh, I'm cold.
Okay.
I don't know. This one's cold. It's crazy.
What else did I want to say?
It's not cold. Oh, your hands are really hot. Make it ill there. Oh, your hands are warm as well. Oh, your hands are really warm.
Oh my god, he's not ill.
I am.
Okay.
I'm sick and tired.
So, second one we can say yes, t-test is quite good for it. I'm just going to copy and paste it so you can read it because it's quite long. You can summarise it if you want to for it. Okay. So, they put. So they have put. Like I said, quite a lot of
Keep it
words.
Manchester.
Okay, so in A,
My sister goes there.
just listen. The erratic nature of the scores suggests that the magnitudes of differences would be unreliable measure. Okay,
Yeah, but when you
so
apply,
you have some people who have scored them wildly different, where you
It's
have
not
a
be around
90 and a 20,
you won't.
and somebody else who had only scored them a 7 and a 14. Okay, if,
She looks.
thank you, just listen. Okay,
Don't.
stop talking. Okay. If we could have said that actually either knew or they were very similar in, say, their scores, or they were similar in their differences, we perhaps could have used the t-test for it. Okay, but it should be reliable. Okay. There is no obvious evidence from the observed differences that the assumptions for the paired t-test, so normal distributions of differences, or for the Wilcoxon sign rank test, have been violated. So you could have used those ones, but actually the sign test is easier to do, and actually we think it should be
The top
reliable.
lip looks
So
bigger.
you could say actually we think the t-test,
The
you
top lip looks
could
bigger
use the t-test,
than usual.
okay? But actually there's no reason really
Usually it's
why
like a
you
line.
can't use the sign test and get a result, which should be hopefully
But no,
reliable.
it's bigger.
Okay. In B,
It's only when I
scroll down a
smile.
little bit.
Huh? It's only
Okay.
when I smile. Smile.
Training makes it likely that the magnitudes are a good indication of teacher's judgment, and since there is nothing in the data to suggest that the assumption of normally distributed differences is unreasonable, t-test is a good choice. Okay? This is because it uses the magnitude of the differences, and so is the most likely of the three tests to detect a difference if one exists. So your t-test in general is going to be more reliable and more useful at detecting a difference. But actually your sign test isn't unreliable, it's just not as accurate or not as, it can't pinpoint, can we stop talking? Okay. It can't pinpoint that really small difference as much as your t-test. Wilcoxon sign rank would be unsuitable as the magnitudes of the differences are unreliable, and so if you try and rank them, you're not actually going to get a good result. It would be suitable in B, but actually your t-test is better than Wilcoxon in general, because your t-test is a parametric test, while Wilcoxon is not. Okay, so as long as you can justify your answers, okay, you can generally talk about what you want, really.
When's a Wilcoxon used instead of a t-test?
If you can't use the t-test.
But what is the, like,
So you could have used the Wilcoxon on this one, but actually because you have your differences, you know it's normally distributed. Wilcoxon sign rank doesn't have to be.
oh, so if it's normally distributed, always default to t-test. Okay.
T-test is your most accurate one for your own sample sizes. Okay. So what I'm going to do is put up some questions. Let's see how many I can put on the page. Not very many, I think. I think I'll put a little bit up there. Okay, there's question 1 and 2. The actual question 1 is up there, just the way I've copied it. Okay, so it moves slightly up. Okay, can you have a go at those 2 questions, please?
No, you should.
Okay.
I didn't do it.